So now, to continue today's excellent CEI masterclass, all the sessions we've had have been exceptional. And for anybody who wants to excel, these are precisely the skills you need to have expertise on. And to continue this entire session of equipping ourselves with the skills required for the upcoming changing times, I now invite our next speaker, Adarnay CEI Senior Mentor, Adarnay Milind Chowcheji, who is a CE Senior Technology Leader at IBM. He heads over 2,000 individuals at IBM and is a digital resiliency guru, part of the top 0.4% of individuals who know how to build actual solutions in the domain of digital resiliency with over 30 years of experience, IT experience in IT service delivery. Adanya Milinji currently heads a very niche project at IBM dealing with rebuilding the entire IT infrastructure of Honda and will be conducting today's session on how we can keep up with the changing times through understanding more about digital resiliency. So without further ado, we're extremely fortunate to have Milinji here with us today, and I would now hand over to Adanya Milinji to please take today's masterclass forward and share with us his insights on digital resiliency. Om Namah Shivaya, Milinji. Over to you.
Om Namah Shivaya, Shraddha ji. Am I audible?
Ji Milinji, Om Namah Shivaya.
Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Ji, Om Namah Shivaya. We can see your screen.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya to everyone. And so far we have seen about Puneet ji, who spoke about how Niswar Sadhana leads to super mega achievements. We have heard to Sujay ji, who talked about the latest and the most developing high performance computing and how it would impact the world, how it would. And I would be talking more about you, how you can stay relevant in this world, which is changing so rapidly. A small or a invisible virus has changed the rules of the game of the entire world, and how you can stay relevant, how you can stay resilient is what I'm going to talk to you today. Om Namah Shivaya to each one of you. Shraddha ji gave a very detailed introduction about me, but my introduction is that I am the disciple of Param Pujya Rashtrarushi Sri Lahiri Guruji, and that's the only introduction that I am comfortable with, because that is what is going to stay forever, and that is what is going to be my introduction. Let's look at the definition of resiliency. What does resiliency mean? Resiliency in the English grammar is a noun. It is the ability of a material. In this case, we are talking about the individual. So we'll say it is the ability of an individual to return to his original form or position after it is being bent, compressed, or stretched. So when you undergo stress, when you undergo a lot of challenges, how elastic you are to come back to your normal form will define your resiliency. It's the ability to recover from disaster or from an illness or adversity, and which is especially relevant in today's time, when we are already facing a lot of disruption due to illness, due to this virus. And this is called as the buoyancy. And from an organization perspective, how soon can an organization recover from a crisis or from a disaster situation? So that's the definition, and I'm sure you all know about it. I want to compare yourself with the word currency. I'm sure you would have saved money towards your financial objectives. Financial objectives could be many: saving for a house, saving for your dream car, saving for your future education, because education is also becoming very, very costly these days. Saving for travel, going abroad, at various places. So there, and of course, many more objectives for saving money. Though I am showing here money in stored in jars, bottle jars, but these days you might be saving in different forms, in terms of fixed deposit, in terms of mutual funds, in terms of debentures, in terms of many other options that are available to you. I'm showing this just to help you visualize what I'm saying. So if you are saving 100 rupee, or if you are inserting 100 rupee note for house each month, obviously after a few months or few years you would save some amount of money, which will help you move towards buying your house. Instead of 100 rupees, if you insert a 2000 rupees note, you would reach your destination, or you would achieve your financial goal faster. If you are inserting a $100 note instead of 100 rupee note, obviously you are going to reach there faster. So it all depends on what is the denomination and what is the value of that denomination. It will decide how fast you can achieve your financial goals. So in a similar way, I want you to compare these jars of objectives with various skills that you have, and the denomination and the value of the denomination to the depth of skills you have in that particular area, in that particular skill. And that is how you should look at your value in the market. That is how you should look at or do your valuation in the job market which is available today. Obviously, the job market has shrunk drastically. The job market is offering very few jobs today. But if you have the right skill, if you have the right depth of skill, you still can get jobs, you still can get your dream job, and you still get paid more than what you can dream for. So if you really correlate yourself with these analogous saving objectives, I'm sure you will succeed. And this will make your job profile more and more resilient. The more skills that you may have, and the more depth of knowledge that you may have in that particular skill. So moving on, let's replace these objectives with the different types of skills that are there today. So Sujay ji and Suman ji talk about artificial intelligence in their sessions, data analytics, it could be digital finance, it could be global marketing, anything. It could be any skill that you want to pursue, depending on what you like, depending on what you are proficient with, depending on what there is an opportunity existing in. I'm just putting here 4 skills that I have, which definitely have a lot of future in store. But you could look at any other skill. Soft skill also could be one of them. And you should look at acquiring the skills, number one. Number two, you should look at getting into the depth of each of the skills, or at least 1 or 2 of the skills, so that you can make your profile, you can make yourself resilient in today's world, you can make yourself relevant in today's world. So it is the skill plus currency. Now currency has another meaning. If you really go and find out, currency meaning how current you are. So if you have a skill which is current in today's world, if you had a skill of like Sujay ji showed long back when we all started our careers, we used to repair transistors and radios and the electronic devices that time. Those skills are not at all relevant today. Even if you know repairing of a computer, that still, I would say, is still not relevant, because now most of this is migrated, has moved to the high value, high revenue giving skills. The relevant skills today are totally different from what they were few years ago or few decades ago. So you have to be current. So if artificial intelligence is the skill of the period, existing period now, that is the skill you should have. So you should always be aware of the changes that are happening in the market. You should always make sure that you are the change happening to the market, and make sure that your skills, which is the currency I explained earlier, is current also. So both the meanings of currency should fit in to your skills. They should be relevant for the day, and they should have that value, that currency, that denomination, that depth also. That is how I would want you to look at your skills. So now this we talked about today. How about future? Maybe artificial intelligence will become something else. So I'm putting it as artificial intelligence plus data analytics plus digital finance plus. So like this, these skills are going to change tomorrow, and the changes are happening very, very rapidly. The pace is at the breakneck speed. So you have to be aware of the market. You have to keep a tab of the changes happening, and you have to acquire those skills. Whatever are the skills that are coming into the market, whatever the skills that are needed tomorrow, you should be able to understand, you should be able to judge, and you should be able to acquire them as soon as you can. That is only when your profile is going to remain current even in future. And that is what will make you relevant as the changes are happening on the job front, on the technological front. You should acquire the soft skills also, because they don't change as rapidly as the technology is changing. But soft skills are like a platform above which everything else would lie. So you have to make sure that you have soft skills in addition to your technical skills in order to take or propel your career to the next level. I am taking this slide from Adarniya Punitji. How soon, how fast, and how readily you can adapt to the changes that are happening will decide how successful you can be, how successful you want to be. A famous story, or it is the bridge is called the Bridge on River, in one of the sessions of Adarniya Punitji. So this bridge is the strongest bridge in the world. It was built by the Japanese architects to make sure that it can withstand the storm, the strong winds that existed in this area. But due to one single storm which happened immediately after constructing the bridge, it changed the entire route of the river. And now this strongest bridge in the world is in existence from nowhere to nowhere. The bridge is of no use. So this is exactly what is happening in today's world. We are standing in the job market with the skills, the technology changing drastically, rapidly, in a very fast pace. So if you don't want to be standing alone without anyone around looking for opportunities, you should make your profile resilient. You should, like Shribaiji mentioned, you should take help of Prasadji, who is calling you, who is trying to help you to connect with the senior mentor. So he is your bridge, he is your connection, he is your method through which you can connect with the senior mentors who can guide you, who can help you, who can ensure that you become successful in the Niswat, Nirbhik, and Nirahankar way. So make sure that you keep in touch with Prasad ji. If you miss his call inadvertently, call him back and schedule your session with the senior mentor so that you don't remain like this bridge from nowhere to nowhere. With that, I would end my session. Om Namah Shivaya.